Imagine being able to battle gyms, the Elite Four, and become the champion just like you did as a child, but in Minecraft. Welcome to 100 Days in Minecraft COBBLEMON. My name is Quick, and today our main task to take on the Lunar League gym system alongside a couple of side quests which include catch 3 random shinies, catch 3 paradox Pokemon, and evolve every evolution and level them up all the way to level 100, on top of beating all of the gyms and getting to the Elite Four and becoming the champion. Today we'll be playing on play.pokehub.org on their Moon Realm, who's also actually today's video sponsor. With over 400 Pokemon with an active player base, regular monthly server updates, and unique server features, it's worth definitely checking this out. If you want to join me, there will be a YouTube tutorial linked in the description on how to join and download the mod pack. Without further ado, let's get straight into things. So on day one we joined the Moon Realm and we got to pick our starter, and of course plenty of different options available to us, but for the purpose of the challenge I went with Grookey, both because for the team he's going to be very useful, but also I'm biased. I love Grookey, he's adorable and so small. And then we checked out the daily spin, which basically once a day you can get a variety of different rewards from Great Balls, Pokeballs, sometimes rare Pokemon or even rare candies. And we got Pokeballs, which isn't great, unfortunately. And after that I checked out the /features command, which actually does list off all the different features that the server does have, including legendaries, which do spawn every so often. At least currently I think it's about one a day, which is kind of cool to see. And after looking around a little bit further, we then use the RTP command to basically start our adventure. We're going to set off and try and find ourselves a spot to build. Alright, so the first step that I have basically is to build this team, because again we're going to be trying to take on the Lunar League on this server, and the big thing for me is as well, I actually do play on Pokehub. This is actually a bit of a trial, to be honest, to see how well the league does, because on here they have multiple gyms, so there's a lot more than just a standard 8 to cover for time zones and such, and my entire goal is to basically put them to the test and see how they go against me, not actually knowing it's me. So it is going to be rather interesting, and basically we have to try and do this in 100 days in Minecraft. So this is going to be rather interesting to say the least. At this stage, the team that I was trying to build basically starts with Grookey, which is what I've got already. I want a Aegislash, Volcarona, Gliscor, Iron Hands, and either a Toxapex or a Tapu Fini. Now look, to be completely honest, I think I was being a little bit far-fetched for this. I knew exactly what team I wanted to use, but the problem for me, I didn't actually realize how hard it would be to find some of these Pokemon. But essentially after this, I did actually remind myself there was actually the GTS plugin, which is essentially where players can sell Pokemon or just generic items to other players. So hopefully we can buy some goodies from here if we see anything pop up. And I forgot as well that we did actually spawn in with the rare candies, so now I decided to actually evolve Grookey into Thwacky, the little drummer boy. That's kind of cool. Look at his little sticks. He's just bopping around. He's ready to rock. And after that, essentially what we ended up doing was checking out the milestones function, which is actually a new thing on the server, where you can actually complete challenges to get both tokens, which is used for the Pokebuilder function to edit stuff, and also money, which is going to be very useful to us. Cool. There's milestone 2 done. Yeah, the really cool thing is I have the quest plugin, which actually, again, is ways to make more money. So like breaking blocks, crafting things, basically learning things about the game alongside the milestones, which I found pretty cool. For most of day 2 all the way through to like day 6, it was essentially just doing quests, milestones, and hunts, which is quite an interesting thing. Essentially you catch certain Pokemon to get rewards. So again, that can be things like TMs, money, and even shinies in some situations. So as an example, I got Armarouge as my ultimate hunt, which meant if I caught it, I actually got a shiny, some tokens, and 50k. So that's quite a fair bit amount of money to get. During actually trying to do one of the milestones, I actually managed to stumble upon this little guy, which was unexpected to say the least. No shot that's a shiny. Wait, really? Is that it? Are you serious? There's no shot this is a shiny. Oh my god, it is too. What? That's crazy. That's a full-on shiny Seedot. So we actually managed to get 1/3 of the way done with our shiny challenge, and we were only 6 days in, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. I would have used it in the end team, but unfortunately Shiftry isn't exactly the greatest Pokemon, so he does get to collect dust in the PC. And by this point we actually managed to rack up enough playtime to actually do our Shadow Legend, which essentially meant by doing that we got a free Shadow Articuno, which I think was kind of cool. Funnily enough, the IVs weren't actually that bad either. 72% is actually crazy. And after this, we essentially managed to find a nice little spot in a flower biome, which I found kind of cool. We did have to try and catch some Paradox Pokemon, and the plains/flower biomes managed to basically have the most amount of Paradoxes currently available on the server. And by this point, it was day 8. And I thought it would be a good idea to start actually trying to build a team. And to start off with, we went to the Nether, and here's what we found. Oh, there he is. Hello. I didn't really come prepared for this. May as well try catch it. I might be able to use... Oh, damn it. I thought we had it. Oh my god, I got it. Be decent IVs. Oh, that's sick. The speed stat is awful, but that is so fixable. First Sylvester as well. Oh, my luck today is crazy. First, we have the Grookey that's 60%, and it's almost got maxed out attack, max HP, and half speed. And now we get the Larvesta that's literally just missing its speed stat, which it's not great, but we'll take it. That's so big. And after a few extra milestones, we then proceeded to evolve Thwackey into Rillaboom, which basically meant we had our first member of our team ready to go, which is sick. And after a bit of time in the Nether, we decided to go to the Resource World, which is essentially a separate world to the main, which allows you to get resources and additional structures, which are available in COBBLEMON, such as the Gimmighoul Towers, which actually do have a higher chance of spawning Honedges and Doublades, as we wanted Aegislash as our next member of the team. And by this stage, I spent almost 25 minutes, which is a whole Minecraft day, running around in the Resource World, just trying to find this one tower for this one Pokemon. That's not what we're here for. We're here for a Honedge, which, God knows how long until that's going to spawn. Oh, never mind. Hello. That's what we want. Okay. Come on, get in the bowl. Please get in the bowl. So, what I'm looking for here is HP and special attack. That's what I want. Door. Okay, HP's good. The attacks are... Look, I don't want it to be attacking. That's my problem. Day 10 came around and we started to build the foundations of our new little house. Now, here's the thing with me. I tend to do things really poorly. Like, I started to build this thing and then I think it took up until like day 50 or day 60 to actually put a roof on this place because I kept getting sidetracked. So, apologies for everybody who has to endure this entire part, but I do eventually finish it. Just trust me. And we finally decided to run a Wonder Trade, which is where you can throw a random Pokemon in and receive a random Pokemon back. Some people throw in shinies, legendaries, a bunch of different things. And it's kind of cool to see the community do this just to, you know, help each other out. Now, this is where we decided to hunt our 4th Pokemon. And I was looking for a Mareanie to get myself a Toxapex, which, if you know how good Toxapex is, you definitely know why I wanted it. And this did come at a price, and when I tell you this took ages, I spent 50 minutes in a lukewarm ocean trying to find this thing, and it only spawns at night. So I spent so much time trying to find this, and I am absolutely stupid for not realizing that sooner. So I think this is where Gligar spawns, and that's why I want to get Gliscor. So I think with how I want to build Gligar, I'm aiming for HP and special defense. That was another one as well. Jeez, okay, that must be pretty frequent here. I haven't actually realized this. So we have special defense and not much HP. And we got HP and special attack. No, okay, we gotta keep looking. And look, I spent a total of probably about 20 minutes in the Nether. I caught 3 Glygars, and at this stage I decided that we had to go with the best of the bunch. And we went back to Lukewarm Ocean to try and see if we could hunt down this Mareanie. And I also decided I want to catch a few different Pokemon, so I decided to actually pick up a Skrelp along the way to evolve into a Dragalge eventually. A bit of a different dragon type that not many people tend to use. And again, I got distracted. We stopped looking for Mareanie again, so we basically picked it up a little bit later on. So we'll try using Dragalge instead, which I think is fine, because now all I need is an Iron Hands. At least I think is all I need is an Iron Hands. And again, I'm a bit of an idiot. I forgot an Iron Hands is hard to get, and I'm talking 13% chance in certain plains biomes on top of all the other ultra rare spawns. That just wasn't happening at this stage. So instead what I ended up doing was actually evolving the rest of the team. So I went and bought some rare candies from one of the player shops. Personal recommendations, Chico Shop and Candy Shop, two of the most popular ones on Moon from what I saw. And from here, it was really just about juicing the team up and getting ready, because the Iron Hands debate, I kind of gave up on it at this point, and I didn't really think that it would happen. EV training items, battle items. This I'm going to keep in mind, because I completely forgot that Kaz sells these. That's a Dusk Stone and a Razor Claw. Okay, so I do need that. So I should be able to feed him. Oh no, he's already going to evolve. Okay, that works. There's Gliscor. We've done a milestone and accident. And we'll evolve Doublade as well into Aegislash. So we've got 5 out of 6 mons that we're looking for. I think we've got a good team going at the moment. So we should have one more team member left, and it's one of the harder ones, which is a problem. Because see, I'm trying to build this team early because there's all these other challenges that I want to do, which is, you know, like the team building aspect of it is the tricky part, because I want to figure out exactly how to do it, and then we need to figure out how we're going to battle the league, pick which gyms we're going to be versing. Alright, so we've just ransacked somebody's shop just to buy some rare candies, so we're going to be starting to level some things up. The next step is going to be buying some EV and IV training items. And then the final question realistically is going to be, what do I want to use for my final Pokemon? That's kind of the main thing. And then I think once I'm done with the gym, I think I'm going to start to flesh out the house a little bit further, but at least for now, I'm kind of tame, at least on trying to, you know, at least beat a gym to begin with, but we're probably just going to start with the team building side of things, I reckon. So we're going to go back to Candy Shop, and we're just going to go buy a couple of things that I'm going to need for this team. And look, at this stage, I decide, let's start building. If you guys don't want to hear me ramble about competitive Pokemon, you're more than welcome to skip through this part. But here's a simple breakdown for you. To start off with, we had Rillaboom. Basically, we managed to put most of its EV spread into attack and HP with a little bit of speed on it to basically be flexible, alongside the Assault Vest, Grassy Surge. The next one was Aegislash, which I personally find very funny because it's both an attacking and defensive mon. So what I decided to do was put a lot of its EV spread into its HP and its special attack, alongside leftovers on it, and basically played it as a defensive bully, which included, you know, Substitute, Toxic, King Shield, and Shadow Ball, which did come in clutch a lot of times, which you'll see later on. For Corona, look, I wanted to try something different, where I wanted to try play defensively, and it didn't really go as I expected, but we do have Heavy Duty Boots, Quiver Dance, Flamethrower, Morning Sun, and Will-O-Wisp. Would I do it again like that? Probably not, but we wanted to see how everything would unfold. Gliscor, really, really good Poison Heal mon. Awesome that I can recover using a Toxic Orb. And again, it spread HP, special defense, and a little bit of defense. Really, really strong attacker when you're using things like Facade, Stalled Dancing, and then getting Earthquake in. And then essentially the last one that I have here before the next one was Dragalge, where I went for a Choice Spec set, which traditionally is not what you want to run on a Dragalge, but I thought I'd try something different. For those of you who don't know what Stab is, if he's a Poison Dragon type, Poison and Dragon type moves will do more. On top of the Choice Specs, which does a 1.5 times attack boost, but you get locked into one move. And we ended up going, I think it was Sludge Bomb, Draco Meteor, Focus Blast, and Flip Turn to get him out of there when I need to. I will probably show, you know, all the builds on the screen. Feel free to use them as you wish. They're all available both on Smogon online, but also just my little twist on things as well. And to finish things off, I decided to buy myself a Curlier and evolve it into a Glade, the absolute GOAT. Which, it'd be silly for me not to do a Pokemon video and not have him. He is my guy. And what we ended up deciding to do was we went with a Scarf set and basically maxed out its attack and speed, and its ability Sharpness basically helps boost all of its moves under a certain amount, and it's really, really cool when you see it used, so you're going to enjoy yourselves. To those of you who skipped the team building part, I'm depressed, but it's okay. And we now decided to check out the Gladiator, which is a 3v3 Pokemon battle to basically see who's the strongest at that time. It basically happens every 1.5 hours, which is pretty cool. You get Pokebuilder tokens, and you also get keys. and the keys part of it you can use for vote party crates, which I think is pretty awesome, and we're going to have a talk through exactly what went down. Right, I'm going to King Shield this, because he's forced to attack, and he's got the Guts boost. Gliscor eats that, num num num, and we protect and he dies. Beautiful. That should be the read at least. Go. Thank you very much. That leaves Scizor, who we should be able to Sword Stance. And Earthquake. Never mind, it does not kill. Lovely. First Glad win. Let's go. And look, after this, I did end up getting into the grand final because there wasn't too many people in the Gladiator to begin with, but I came up against Tin, who's pretty good in his own regard, and I got my ass handed to me, so we did come second, so we did get a couple of rewards, so we did go to the crates to redeem. A couple more tokens in the bag. Alright. Knackly. And a Tangler. Not bad. And straight after Gladiator had completed, I decided to face our first gym. Now, I thought coming against Roxy, who's our rock leader, would be okay. I was severely wrong. She absolutely kicked my ass. So, back to the drawing board after this one. Oh, okay. Just wake up. So, we're going to try tackle Siren. Oh. So, Dragalge will probably get smoked, which is fine. So, Siren's the psychic leader, so I know Gallade will be fine, Volcarona should be fine, Aegislash should be even more fine, Gliscor I'm a bit iffy, Dragalge's going to get smoked, and then Rillaboom should be okay with knockoff. Should be, being the key thing. It's a maze. Oh god, okay. I should probably turn shaders off for this. So yeah, Siren's gym challenge was a maze where you essentially had to go through all of it to get to the bottom. So we're going to jump through this, obviously, because I don't want to spoil this for you. I personally hate mazes so much. They're so repetitive, and I really do hate them a lot, but we got there, and eventually we did get to face the Psychic Gym leader. So Grimmsnarl was the first. Managed to get 2 sets of screens up as I managed to hit a Toxic and, you know, at least try to knock down its HP a little bit. And eventually they did actually proceed to switch out into Armarouge, which was kind of interesting because I hit a Shadow Ball, get a little bit of chip damage onto it, proceeded to Shadow Ball again, and we essentially managed to take out the Armarouge straight off the bat. You can see the Armor Cannon didn't actually do as much damage as it was meant to. I did manage to get a sub up, so it did actually take the damage and wear off. And then they managed to switch into Metagross after Armarouge went down, where I proceeded to try and outspeed the Metagross, but I had not fully speed invested, so it did outspeed, and unfortunately it does KO Aegislash. We then throw out Rillaboom, and we actually did knock off the Metagross to get rid of its item, and in return we also get knocked off, so Rillaboom does lose its Assault Vest. After the Reflected wear off, I decide to U-turn, which basically gets rid of Rillaboom off the field, and we decide to throw in Gliscor, which is a pretty good shout, as both the screens decide to disappear. We do proceed to get the Toxic Orb up and a Protect just to recover a little bit more HP, and we proceed to try and pop a Sword Stance against the Metagross to get that damage buff up, which we actually do manage to do. And obviously Knockoff does hit us, but it doesn't matter, we're already poisoned, so we do get the heal. So now that the Grassy Terrain has disappeared and we're +2, we Earthquake, there goes the Metagross, and then they proceed to switch in Gallade, which was a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie, but we do basically hit another Earthquake again, and unfortunately the Gallade is actually faster than us, so it uses Aqua Cutter, and it one-hits Gliscor, which I didn't actually expect it to have Aqua Cutter, so well played. Now what I then proceeded to do is actually throw in Dragalge, proceed to take a Leaf Blade from the Gallade. We then flip turn out to do a little bit of chip damage into my own Gallade, where I actually had Night Slash attached to it, and my speed seemed to be a little bit higher, probably from whatever reason. It was faster, maybe a speed tie, who actually knows, with the scarf. And we proceed to hit a Night Slash. There goes the Gallade. And then next up was the Claydol. We do get Toxicked. The Protect comes through, and then essentially from there we hit another Night Slash, and there goes the Claydol. And again, the Grimmsnarl comes out while it is poisoned, so I do decide to basically sack Gallade, as unfortunately he does go down to a Spirit Break from the Grimmsnarl. The poison does take a little bit of extra damage, so we do basically decide to throw in Rillaboom. We hit a Grassy Glide, and that does kill. And the final Pokemon was Slowbro, where we hit a knockoff. We proceed to get Psychicked due to the loss of the Assault Vest. Rillaboom does go down. And then finally what happens is I decided to BM it a little bit. I throw in Dragalge, even knowing that it is probably going to die to the Slowbro. We hit a Draco Meteor. God. And that is our first badge 1 from the Psychic Gym. I think we got it. Yes. Let's go. And after beating Siren, we decided to go back to the Lukewarm Ocean, where I spent another 40 minutes trying to find a Mareanie at night, and it finally happened. Oh. Yes, hello. God, it's taken so long. Oh, God, we are gonna need to get some tokens for him. And of course it was 29%. It was horrible, but it's fine. Tokens will fix things when we get to that point. So from here, I decided to level up Mareanie into a Toxapex, chuck a few moves on there, add some EV training stuff on there, and it was built, but again, we still needed tokens to make it fully functional and properly working. And another cool thing as well is for every badge I got, I was allowed to open some of the crates at the spawn and also showcase some of the cool exclusive eggs that are coming around. So, Oriki. Huh. Yeah, so that's not meant to happen. It's meant to be every 10 keys you're guaranteed a legendary, but I got it on my first roll. Not bad. We also got given a legendary key, which basically I decided to crack open, and we did actually get a Blacephalon, which I proceeded to list on the GTS because your boy needs money. I need money to buy EV items, tokens, all that stuff for this challenge. No, I actually also decided to go to the resource world and dig up some fossils. So I decided to build some of the fossil restoration machines and build myself a fossil machine just to restore some fossils. And the cool part about this, you can use biodegradable materials to essentially fuel the machine. So things like flowers, revives, max revives, all that type of stuff. And then essentially it takes 12 minutes for the fossil to revive itself, which I think is an awesome feature to have in COBBLEMON in general. At this point in time, I was actually running a little bit low on funds, so I decided to put a bit of time aside to start doing some more milestones, because I completely forgot to do those. Some quests, some jobs, all that fun stuff. I spent a couple of days doing that just to get the funds up a little bit further. Is that another shiny? Oh my god, it's a Poochyena. That's a second one. Oh, thank god. There's another one. There's no shot. After finding the Poochyena, we decided to just start making a mint farm, so I started to plant some mints, more just for a little bit of decoration, and I also decided to borrow, I'd like to state borrow, some apricorns. Okay, they do grow back, I did not steal. And I also decided to actually start a badge display on the wall, so this is going to be where we put all the badges that we get throughout this video before the Elite Four. Alright, so Desi is the Dark Gym. And this team scares me. So, I've done this maze myself, so I gotta play dumb. Low kick's only gonna get me so far in this, that's my big issue. And with Desi's maze, he does have a couple of different sections which you have to go through, whether it's swimming, walking, climbing, it's a bunch of different stuff which I found really cool. But eventually, we did get to the end where we could fight Desi, the Dark Gym leader. And look, the first time round wasn't exactly the greatest. We did lose, but we did end up going back, and this is how it unfolded. Well, parting shot. Never mind. Did he bring the Honch Crow? He did not. Maybe I can get another one off. Glasgow's a real MVP for this one. Go one more Earthquake and that should kill, I think. Maybe, yes. Give me the high roll. No, that's so low. It's because of the Reflect, so I should kill this turn. There we go. The main issue I'm going to have is the King Gamma as soon as he whips that out, which probably should be momentarily, I think. I think he's got that in the Gambit. Yeah, the Gambit's out. Oh, that's a problem, that is. How good's Supreme Overlord going to be? We live. And a crit. Oh. So yeah, on our second attempt, we did actually manage to beat Desi. He's a pretty damn good battler, so props to him, but I don't think this is the last of him. And look, after beating Desi, and we also did actually buy a Primarina. Well, it was a Poplio, then I leveled it up, added some EVs to it, built it, slapped an Assault Vest on it. We're here against Roxy again, and I'm really realizing in the post edit that I actually forgot to mention this, and I went back to Roxy, so here we are with the Pokemon that I didn't show previously. There's the context. And look, with Roxy again, that bloody flying rock was just a total pain in my neck. Minior is so good on a rock team, and I could barely get rid of it. It took out 4 Pokemon before I took Rillaboom to Grassy Glider to death, and then Aegislash had to try and 1v3 to actually finish this fight, and it's the most insane thing that I've ever been a part of. Somehow we actually got the badge in the end. Like, I had to Toxic Stall 3 Pokemon with Aegislash. Did I deserve to win this? Absolutely. Did I think I would win this? Absolutely not. Alrighty, so after beating Desi and Roxanne, that's 3 badges, and we've got a little gift here, which is nice, a little care package. And basically on PokeHub, they have a couple of unique features. So you obviously do have the crate system where you can basically purchase rewards and assist the server in that way. Otherwise, you also do have the cosmetic eggs. So they have 2 per month, basically built to be a certain way from a specific theme. And then they've also got the Shadow and the Heaven eggs, which is like Shadow Pokemon and Heaven Pokemon, which is kind of cool. You'll more than likely see a couple of different ones. So they had like some Paradox theme one, both past and future. And down the line as well, we also had the Halloween eggs, which are also kind of cool. Anyway, gym number 4 is on the cards. We're versing Herb, who's actually one of the harder gyms on the server, the Ghost Gym Leader. I love him. He's a great guy, but this battle just gave me an absolute headache trying to be a part of this. The start was just not ideal for me whatsoever. 1 down, a couple more to go. It's going to put screens up, which is fine. So probably it might have Hex. I don't think it would. I'm pretty sure he runs it with T-Wave. And I should outspeed. Hopefully. I should at least. Oh, he's gonna be so mad. So just for context, the move Haze essentially removes all stat changes from the field. So Herb tried to get to +6 with swords. He got to +6 eventually, and I just hazed it away, which meant all those stat buffs disappeared, and he was also poisoned, which meant that things were starting to eat away at him later on in the game. Oh man, I feel so bad for this. Jesus. I'm like, it wasn't my proudest win, but we do take it. 4th badge on the board from Herb. And look, straight after Herb, I decided to bounce right into Cassiel, who is the Poison Gym Leader on the server. and he is also the most difficult gym leader on the server. His team is very good. He is a very good battler, and the amount of times I have lost to this man is absolutely unbelievable. So of course we get our butt handed to us once again. Alright, so we got a lot of rewards from beating Herp the other day, which I completely forgot we had to redeem, so see how we go. Unfortunately, Dragalge is being exiled to the Shadow Realm. God, what a horrible experience that has been. That was a Heaven Ekans, which, you know, it's not bad, but it could be better. Tropius. Oh my god. He's a tall fella. Ah! Alright, interesting. Well, I guess that's okay, I guess. And straight after our little session, I decided to go and break 1,500 blocks and a bunch of different leaves for some quests, because again, I'm broke. I'm at 92k right now. I needed money. And straight after doing a couple more of those quests, we basically tried to fight the water gym with Joe. And unfortunately, I got my butt handed to me, so it wasn't exactly the greatest experience there either. Just before I go to sleep for the night, again, we did actually sell something on the GTS, which was Blacephalon for 300. So we're actually going to take that, and we got an extra 300k. So what I'm going to try to do now is see if anybody who's online is selling an Iron Hands. Oh yes, thank you, Mirko. Did I pay too much for this? Yes. I overpaid for this, and the IVs are horrible, but I can fix him. We can fix him. It's Iron Hands. Just gotta level him up. Unfortunately, Primarina is gonna have the vest taken off it, and we will be putting it on Iron Hands. Then we're gonna need to go buy another leftovers, which I will then put on Primarina. I'm basically gonna go to bed, and what we're gonna have to do is get a lot of money, a lot of things in order before I can actually do anything else. So, especially at some stage, I do kind of want to replace Dragalge, but I do desperately need him for Joe specifically. It does make things just that little bit harder. But yeah, we shall get to it when I come back. Well, this is a sight. We're versing Aeons, who's actually new Steel Gym Leader. It's quite the nice spot that he's got here as well. And when it comes to Aeons' gym, he has 3 questions that he basically asks you. It's like a story. So it tells you a story of how he built his forge. So there's 3 different questions we had to answer. We had to go find some items and then throw it into the hoppers, and that would open the gates into the gym. So essentially we were able to do that, and then we were able to fight Aeons. So that's a Fairy Steel type with Prankster. I'm not a big fan of Klefki personally. So first we're going to Sword Stance. I think I could probably get 2 off, maybe, I reckon. And I should be able to Earthquake. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be expecting from him. Maybe Skarmory? Yeah. Oh, should have seen that coming from a mile away. And we got the burn. We got the burn. We got the burn. We should be able to go for another Fire Fang unless he switches to Heatran. Now if he's... Okay, that's fine. We go back to Dragalge. If he switches out, which will probably be the right thing to do. That's one. We're off. We're off at the races. We've got the metal dude. Oh, this is going to be a problem, this is. Nope. No sub for you, boy. Now, does he have an air balloon on anything else that he has a Skarmory for? He does. Okay. That's fine. I can switch into Dragalge. Magma Storm. He's probably going to run Protect with this, so I just got to sack Dragalge. Yep. Which is fine. I can take that. That was my only special fighting move. Also, would not shock me if he switches into Klefki here. Never mind, we're going to one-hit the Heatran. Now he goes into King's Shield, so I should be able to get a free Sword Stance. Yep. Cool. And then what I should be able to do is get an Earthquake off. And I don't think he's got anything that has an Air Balloon or a Flying Tyre because he only had Skarmory. Yep, there goes Aegis Slash. I probably could have got another Sword Stance off, but I didn't want to be greedy. Okay, Hisuian Gudra. This thing has to be Assault Vested. And this is going to tank so much stuff. Oh my god, it knows Surf, I forgot. Earthquake. Oh! That's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close! The Metal. Sacred Sword. Awesome. And that was the Steel Badge. Definitely wasn't the easiest one. Aeon's put up a good fight, but it's another one that we really, really need to be able to get towards the Elite Four. Alrighty, so we got the Umbral Forge badge from Aeon, so that's 5 out of 8. Now, I've only managed to get, so at the moment I got 5 badges. I've caught 2 shinies. We haven't found the third. I haven't caught any Paradox Bonds. I've only got Iron Hands, which I bought from Mirko for some stupid amount of money. So we're going to do our next opening. Or the big box. Well, the big bucks are going to lie. Let's see how we go. I'll put Glade in the PC. We've got 3 shinies. And none of them are good, unfortunately. Steenie's not bad. Weeping Bell's not bad. Yeah. Look, they could probably be better. Slugma's a good shiny. I don't mind it. Not a good mon, but a good shiny. It's really nice. It's like, I know it's based off like the power. Oh, it's not actually a bad Vileplume either. I think the speed probably needs to be a little bit higher, but I think that's actually pretty damn good. And Nidoran Male. Okay, that's not bad. Probably could have been better. The speed's horrible, but you know what? The attack's actually good. POV, you're waiting for the Water Gym leader to come back from being AFK. I wonder how long this is going to last. And if Joe will ever come back. Who knows? And little did I know Joe was actually away. Dilbo is basically the Dragon Gym leader, so we decided to go and face him instead. And Haxorus will have Earthquake. At least I assume he's going to D-dance straight off the bat. Yeah, which is fine. Go for the monkey. Go for the switch. I kind of wish Rillaboom had Ice Punch. And if he does, I'd be... Oh dear. So that kills. Lovely. At least it locks him in. So Primarina can just Draining Kiss him and kill, which is lovely. Haxorus down. Dragalge. That's going to require some additional services. That's interesting. So we go into Glade, which is fine. Sacred Sword. We sack Glade here. So I'd assume Kieran should just kill me. Yeah. Nice. That's good. There goes Kieran. Guard Shop. Sacred Sword. Rough Skin's fine because I die here anyway. Then we go into Primarina. Should tank it. Oh my god, that does it. God, that did way more than I thought it would. Why did that do so much? Oh, it's because I took the Assault Vest off it. What am I doing? I put lefties on there instead. Hisuian Gudra. That should be interesting. Yeah, that's fine. A crit. Does he respect the Gudra? Alright, Gudra, nice. Alright. Earthquake. I think Dragalge should do this. probably has Earthquake. Does everything? No, this thing doesn't learn Earthquake. Does it? Has what? Flare Blitz, Drain Punch. I don't know what else it had, really. He's gonna Sword Stance it, right? Haze. Yeah, say goodbye to your setup. Toxapex. The actual goat. Nice. Icy Wind. Kills. Angel Slash in the back pocket. That's dope. Pretty good team, I must say. I think definitely Lefty's Primarina is a bit of a risk, but Toxapex is just way too good not to have in the team at the moment with the double bulk pivot with Iron Hands. I think definitely the bulk of these guys is fantastic. I don't want to run triple Assault. Awesome. Dancing Dragons, that's number 6. We're looking good. And that also means is we can open some goodies very, very shortly. And look, I've got to say, after facing Dill, I was feeling pretty confident. We have managed to get 6 badges so far, and I think the idea was meant to get 8, but I did overkill it a little bit to try and get a couple of the other ones to get more rewards. But yeah, honestly, very good progress over this period. Again, major focus for me has been on the battles more so than the other aspects of the game in the later stages of this series, but I've enjoyed it. It's been really, really good up until this point. And up next, we had a follow-up battle against Joe, who we did lose to earlier in the video, but we decided this would be badge number 7 that we wanted to take on. Again, Joe is a very, very intelligent dude. He takes a long time to make decisions, sometimes maybe thinks a little bit too much, but I think he was definitely one of the battles that I really, really did enjoy overall, and I'm excited to see how you guys thought this went down. Well, there goes my Stomp. Good start. Right, Pelipper. So, I'm going to go into... We go into Aegislash, because he's going to U-turn. And he probably U-turns into Heat, I reckon. That'd probably make the most logical sense. Yeah, there's the heater. Hello, heater machine. Brrr. Maybe he goes for Nasty Plot. Never mind. Overheat. Interesting. Wouldn't shock me if he switched into Rotom here. Well, I would do that. What am I on about? I'm trying not to talk smack. I'm talking too much smack. That probably makes sense, wouldn't it? God, what do I do here? Don't even know when rain will finish. I think it might be next turn, potentially. I can't remember for the life of me. I kind of wish Electric actually did more to this. Again, I need to remind myself of Toxapex. I've got Gallade in the back. Because Gallade should be able to do more than what anything else would be able to. Yep, red. Straight into the Pelipper. I should outspeed the heater, I reckon. Wonder if he's ever going to pick a move. Yeah, he goes for it. That was expected. So he sacked it. He outspeeds. Pelipper outspeeds. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, there's no shot this thing outspeeds. Oh my god, we've done it. With Iron Hands. Beautiful. Done it. Let's go. There goes Joe. Thank God for that. And that's badge number 7. Raging Current. Oh my god, what happened to the tank? Oh well. Alright. Well, what we're going to be doing is we're going to wait to open these eggs because there's meant to be some fun ones coming in the next couple of days, which I'm very, very keen for. So we're going to crack open some of the new stuff when it comes out. So I'm basically going to disappear from the server maybe for a few days, and we're going to come back and continue where we left off with 7 badges. Alright, guys, we are back. It has been a while. the hunt pot has actually paid out for September. So basically every single month at the end of the month, there's a quote-unquote pot, which is also paid out. So when we go to the server pot, there's basically different tiers. It goes up to 5. Every single time that you contribute to it, essentially the pot grows from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the end of the month, depending on what tier you get to, which tier 3 was what we got last time, with a new month means new skins. And essentially what that basically means is there'll be some new cosmetic goodies. So from what I've been given, we've got some skull eggs, which is like the new monthly, or one of the 2 new quote-unquote monthly skins. You got some mount eggs, which are like little Pokemon that you can go on your shoulders and such. And then we've got a few main boxes, which can give us a bunch of different stuff, or some exclusive skull Halloween type of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the mounts, because there's 5 of them. And from the starting October collection, we did manage to crack open a couple of the mounts. So we got like Dreepy, and there was also Turtwig as well, alongside some other cool ones. So we managed to get Chatot, there was a Skull Bunny, Sprigatito, so some couple really nice little shoulder mounts that people could use. And then also the Skull Eggs, where you could get different things. So from like a Seeking to a Mr. Rhyme, there was an Umbreon, which is pretty popular. And even from that, there's also the main crate bundles as well, in which you have the, lucky chance of being able to get an exclusive mon. Which in our situation, we did actually manage to get one of those. It was Steelix, who's in this one's box. So it was actually kind of cool overall. And by this stage, we're up to badge number 8. And when we actually got to this point, some of the guys started to pick up on who this was. They didn't really know exactly, but Cam, who is actually the ground leader and actually was, our gym leader for this battle, he was very onto it, because he somewhat knew that it was me behind the scenes, but he wasn't 100% sure at the time. And look, if I'm going to be real honest, the battle didn't really go what I wanted to be. I did manage to win, but, Rillaboom going down early didn't exactly help my issue. But basically, we were able to clean things up a little bit more thoroughly down the track after Escadrille kind of tore us a new one for the most part, but we did actually manage to clean things up a lot towards the end of the battle. Okay, Cam. Mamoswine as well. I should Icicle Crash. Interesting. Alright, so should be able to go, I think Drain Punch, maybe? No, Mamoswine's got me. Damn it. Woohoo! Landorus, let's go! Another badge to the list, that's number 8. So we're now eligible for the elites, which is sick, but we're going to keep going. Alright, next gym, regular gym. A couple of references on there as well, I think, for people who have been helping out, which is cool. He's going to go for a re-fake out, so now we're going to go back to Aegislash, skip the fake out. Grassy Glide. Unless he switches, which he won't, because he needs to sack it. Ideally he switches. Because I don't... Yeah, he doesn't have anything that can hit me, which is fine. He's going to D-Dance again. If money Earthquakes, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Shit, this is going to cause problems, this is. My brain was thinking Dragonite isn't a normal type. And that caught me off guard. I completely forgot about that. I don't know what he has. Like, what? Oh, he has knockoff. Now we're done. And look, after that complete dumpster fire against Lucas, which I probably should have won, but I just wasn't thinking straight. We then went to take on Blaze, who was also online, who is the server's fighting gym leader. And this is not the easiest gym, but also not the hardest gym, so it's around the mid-range. And I think we did pretty well. Alright, Flea Ball. What does he do with Sneasler? He has a Focus Sash. And he's U-turning. And I got poisoned. What? Oh, he's on 3 HP. Oh man, that's a bummer. Oh well, that's alright. Oh yeah, I forgot about Leaf Blade. Oh man, that's annoying. What am I doing? The monkey's just going for it. A lot of winds coming in. Another focus sash. Oh my god. And I know I'm going to go down here because my form's changed, which is fine. Because I think from the Pokemon that he had at the start of the gym, I'm pretty sure he had a Cobbalion. Oh my god, I missed. Oh man, that's an issue. Earth Power again. Maybe. I should be able to get away with it. Because I kind of... I love how the music's playing as well in the background. I think that should do it. Yeah, that kills. Okay, good. Cobbalion. Okay. I've got no idea what he's going to have. Sansium, maybe? We hit that. Another focus sash. Oh my god. Bang. It's another badge. Let's go. Alright, Pound Gym. Done. So that's 2 new badges gained. I completely forgot Tepik was a shoulder mount. That's adorable. Look at him sneeze. Look at him sleep. I'm here with Mirko, the bug gym. So I just gotta figure out how to get through it. So let's see how many years this takes for me to get through this. Volcarona, Heracross, Cleavor, Beehives. Interesting. Alluring Voice. Okay, that's scary. I could probably get away with 1 Protect to get a bit of Poison Heal back. Yeah, that's your Aquanid. That's fine. We'll go Protect. And we'll go Primarina. And Energy Ball, I think? Never mind, it's neutral. Why am I like this? Probably just Moonblast it. Go for another stab Moonblast. Then maybe he switches after this, maybe? Volt Switch? It gets Volt Switch? I'd rather Sake just... Oh. Okay. Losing Volcarona is massive. That's massive for me. This should be Night Slash. Yep. Which is fine. We sack it. Money U-turns. Interesting. Outspeed and a rock with it. Okay, that's interesting. This Volcarona's not here, so I can't get burnt. Which is lovely. Toxic is not great, but we will be fine. Trailblaze is an interesting choice. There goes Heracross. Ooh. Oh, thank God for that. That's better. Okay. Nice. I almost forgot as well that there's also a PW, which is under PW gyms, so you can actually teleport here and see all the different Lunar League information for all the gyms, which is actually kind of cool. Like, this is a really, really cool space. You've got like all the towers for the different gyms, you've got the Elite Castle up the top here. It's actually pretty sick, so just make sure you come and check this out as well, because it's something where you can actually learn more about the teams and a lot about the rosters, and like, this is all community made as well, so it's pretty sick. Oh my god, that's an Iron Moth. Seriously? Oh, that's sick. Hold up. God, what do I throw out for this? I think I might just like quick ball it, I guess. Maybe if it wants to get in the ball early. Damn it. I think I might just master ball it, because I've still got one from the mythical kit. So this is kind of cool. So that's number 2 done. As soon as that's done, let's check the IVs. Not bad. Oh, clear lag. There's a sale. Goodbye, Moth. It's fine. It's fine. We didn't need it anyway. We'll take the money. And at this point, I did actually forget that I had to do the evolution part. I may have forgotten. But, you know, we did get there eventually. We did manage to do it all. We got it all done in a timely manner as well, so it's not a problem. But yeah, we did manage to get all the evolutions evolved, leveled up all the way to level 100. The other thing as well, I did have to pay 125k just to get extra Eevees, because they are so damn hard to find. Now, kind of just gotta hope this gets me to level 100, otherwise I'm gonna have to go buy some. And we're gonna have to go buy some. Go. And there's all the evolutions done. So we got Eevee, Jolteon, Sylveon, Leafeon, Vaporeon, Umbreon, Glaceon 1M. Don't know what the hell that means. Flareon and Espeon. We have cooked. We have absolutely cooked on this one. The following day, we did actually manage to attend the weekly auction, which is basically where all the players on the server can rock up together, line up in queue, and they're basically able to sell any Pokemon they've collected basically within the last week or so. Where, you know, as an example for myself, I was able to see things like, you know, a Shadow Rayquaza, which is kind of cool, and actually made some sales myself, where I was actually able to sell Zera Aura to somebody alongside a Umbreon, and then we also managed to sell a Halloween Torterra as well. So honestly, not a bad effort overall from us, but we did manage to walk away with a little bit of money at the end of this auction. Now, later that day, I did do this way later because the auction for me is actually at like 5:30 a.m. So I actually got up for this. I'm crazy, I know. And then almost, I think it was like 16 hours later, it was like maybe 9 p.m. for me in Australia. Basically, we decided to take on Kaz as our first Elite Four member, who is the Poison Elite Four. And Kaz is also known as one of, if not the best person on the server when it comes to battling. So I was quaking before we got into this. Kaz scares me. Kaz scares the living shit out of me. This man has too many sets. Too many ideas. Too much going on. This is going to be breaking a stall team pretty much, from what I understand. Which makes a bit more sense. He's got to go for the safe. He plays the safe option. And straight back into Overcoil. Yeah, I'm an idiot. What am I doing, man? I don't think I outspeed Naganodle. That's my only problem. Here's a Run Protect, surely. Is this Scarfed? Oh my god, it's gonna be Scarfed. It's fucking... No, it's Life Orbed. What am I on about? Yes, Squeezing still exists. I forgot about that one. Para, please. No, nothing. Damn it. That's fine. And look, luckily for us, we were able to win this fight towards the end. I got down to 3 Pokemon, and his Weezing couldn't actually do any damage against Aegislash because of the moves it had, so I was just able to take it out. And that was our first Elite Four member down. And the following day, we were blessed with the Halloween event world, which comes out in the server, from my understanding, I think once a year. I wasn't actually on the server the last one that they did, but this one was pretty damn sick. The idea is it's basically just a massive village, like built on a island. And the idea is essentially you run around the island trying to collect as many pumpkins as possible. So there's 25 of them. And the overall intention, walk around, find the pumpkins, and you get rewards. So that can be things like tokens, random shiny Pokemon, certain keys, and if you're really lucky, you get these Halloween eggs, which are both the new ones, and also ones from last year, which are slightly more rare than the rest. So we basically did that little event as a little bit of fun and a bit of a break before we took on the final 3 Elite Four members and the champion. So for our second Elite Four fight, we did first Eve, who is the Bug Elite member. Very difficult person to verse, I gotta say. The team was kind of nice. We did struggle a little bit throughout this entire thing. I'm not gonna lie, my track record against even the Bugs are not exactly the greatest, but we did manage to clean things up thoroughly, and in the end, we were able to get that victory against Eve. Now, our third Elite Four member was actually Desi, who recently did actually take an Elite Four spot, so he was the gym leader for the Dark Gym, now Elite Four. I gotta say, he was probably one of the more difficult options that I had against me. We did manage to kick things off very well with a Focus Blast on towards the Samurott, which is very, very nice after taking a little bit of damage. We then managed to hit a Earth Power onto the Sableye, so it was an insta-KO. Defense not the greatest when it comes to Sableye, that was pretty simple. Tyranitar was up next. Focus Blast again, does a massive chunk of damage and KOs the Tyranitar, which wasn't really the best from him. And that left the Meowscarada, which I was a bit afraid of. That thing is scarfed. It does so much damage to you if it gets it off, so it is going to be faster. And what I decided to do is basically switch into Aegislash, because I knew, Desi does like to use Triple Axle a fair bit. It would have killed Landorus, but we do manage to keep that alive. And what proceeds to happen is he switches back into Grimmsnarl, and we get a Toxic off, basically to get a little bit of chip damage on him. And from here, essentially, we manage to kind of stall it out a little, lose a little bit of HP in the process. The Meowscarada gets dragged back in. Knockoff doesn't do anything because we did manage to put ourselves back into a substitute, and we managed to get a bit of Toxic onto the Meowscarada as well. So from here, there was also a Yveltal in the back pocket, but very, very similar situation with Aegislash. We do read things very, very well. We get the poison down on all three of his last Pokemon, we trickle him away, and that's the victory against the Dark Elite Four. And our last Elite Four member was Eddie, who also does actually run the Lunar League as well. He did actually need to fill in for this because the normal Steel guy unfortunately had a lot of commitments going on, so just due to the time crunch, he did have to fill in for him, but Eddie still did a pretty sick job. The main point of this, essentially the whole strat was kind of built around Sunny Day on Aegislash, and then working Weather Ball on Primarina. So what it meant is Weather Ball changes the move type to whatever's been set up. So normally it's a normal move, but you know, if you set up the sun, it's fire. If you set up the rain, it's water. So it's very dependent on what the weather is like, and I think that was a pretty cool feature to have. And basically through that entire thing, Primarina kind of carried us the whole way through, and what basically happened is we were able to beat the Steel Elite Four, and that meant the champion fight was up next. And at the time of recording this, Tim Baker is currently the Lunar League champion, so we did manage to verse him. And this is how the battle went. 1 HP. We stay up. We stay alive. There goes the knight. Nice, Lando. Let's go. Now, up next was the Grimmsnarl, where Grimmsnarl's entire intention is basically to either set screens or reduce your special attack and attack and then dip out into another mon with Parting Shot. So what ended up happening was he Parting Shotted my +2 Landorus, disappeared. He went into Genesect when I was hitting an Earth Power, which did manage to do at least half of his HP. I then decided I wanted to switch into Primarina just to sack it, just so I didn't have to waste an extra Pokemon, so unfortunate Princess, you did serve us well. We then decided to go out into El Hands, the Iron Hands, in which he decides to switch into Rotom Wash, expecting the Earthquake, which does manage to get hit. And knowing from previous experiences with Rotom Wash, it does have Will-O-Wisp a lot of the time, and I just could not afford for my physical attacker to get burnt. So I decided to switch out into Aegislash, and he actually goes for a Hydro Pump, which did way more damage than I thought it would. It wasn't exactly ideal for me. He proceeds to hit a Volt Switch to switch out as I'm doing a substitute to gain back a little bit more HP. From that, he does switch into Grimmsnarl, where again another Parting Shot comes out to get that attack drop on the Aegislash. As we proceed to Toxic his Skeledirge, it does hit. So the idea now from me is, since I'm in a substitute and have King's Shield, the idea is to kind of stall out as much HP as possible from the Skeledirge, which by using King's Shield, it doesn't actually affect the substitute, and it means I'm able to essentially get a lot more poison damage than what he would have initially hoped for. And luckily enough for me, I do manage to get off a Shadow Ball while still in the substitute, which takes a lot of damage down on that Skeledirge and does proceed to kill it. Now in came Genesect once more, and knowing it typically does have Flamethrower, I didn't want to risk having Aegislash out, so I basically decided to switch into Landorus just to get the sack, so again, just to enable it to kill me. And then we go into Gallade with the Night Slash, where that didn't really do as much as I hoped it would, so what we end up doing is going back out into Aegislash once again. We do decide to try and hit a Toxic, which does actually manage to land on the Grimmsnarl after the Volt Switch. Back into the substitute again for us, just trying to build that extra bit of walling against the Rotom Wash. We do then proceed to get another Toxic on the Rotom Wash, so the last 2 out of his 3 Pokemon are Toxic, which he is going to struggle with doing. And luckily enough for us from here, we are able to get a clean switch into Iron Hands once again. Now with him being on the ropes, he does decide to switch out Genesect, goes into Rotom Wash, and we do manage to hit the Thunder Punch, so it does take him down very low. I then decided I want to go back into Aegislash once again, and the pain split from the Rotom Wash does come through to get a little bit more HP back, but unfortunately the poison does take him down, and that is the Rotom Wash gone.
I think we let him go down now. Gotta let him go down. Because he might try hit. Nah, he just hit the flamethrower. Alright, well, that's fine. So I'm assuming he's scarfed anyway.
In Tim's final stand, he had just Genesect left against 3. We hit the facade, and ladies and gentlemen, that is done. We are now the champion of the Lunar League on Moon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been 100 days in Minecraft COBBLEMON. We'll see you in the next video. Joke's on you guys. It's not actually at the end. Day 98 is where we finished. Which, look, I thought I'd do a little review at the end of this. Welcome to my actual base on Moon. This is called the Quick Stop / PW Quick Stop. So if you want to check the place out, feel free to. But yeah, I wanted to personally just thank all the elites, all the gym leaders at the end. Keeping secrets is not easy, so thank you guys. I appreciate you all more than you can possibly imagine. And I had a lot of fun doing this. I started this back in September. As of recording this now, it is the 27th of October, so happy Halloween to anybody who, you know, decides to come on the server, check out the Halloween event. And look, maybe I do more of this if you guys want. I'm not against the idea of it. I love COBBLEMON. I love Minecraft in general. So if this video does well, maybe I do end up doing something else, but I thought I'd just do this as a bit of a laugh. But thank you guys. Again, really, really appreciate you guys watching this the whole way through. If you have, if you haven't, I'm thoroughly disappointed, but that is fine. And if you're new around here, feel free to hit the subscribe button. It does help. And give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Give me some feedback, what you guys want to see in the future. But again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you around.